yoga poses today. The first one being in wide positions, and we're going to add some twists to those positions. Okay. So we're going to start off in wide mountain. So we're going to take the legs a metre and a half apart. Spread out into the toes and base the big toe to the baby toe. And put your weight back towards the heels of your feet. As you're doing that, you're switching your abs on, so you're pulling navel back spine. Lift up through the base of the pelvis. Release and relax your shoulders. Got that little P between your buttocks, a little ping pong ball between your shoulder blades. Keep your shoulders down, neck nice and long. So we're going to bring the arms up, level with the shoulders, pointing the fingers out to the sides. Now we're going to turn the palms up to face the ceiling, and then just lift, as though you're lifting two heavy weights in your hands, but not your shoulders, keeping your shoulders down. And then point towards those outer points to form a star. So you're lifting up through the crown of your head, reaching out through your arms to the tips of your fingers, and then down your legs to your heels and your toes. Lovely. So now we're going to go into a forward bend. So we're just going to hinge into the forward bend. I've got blocks, yoga blocks instead of yoga bricks for the chair. Now you can use the block here, or you can use the floor. It depends on your flexibility. Once we're in this position, we can walk the feet out a little bit further if you wish. And then we're placing the weight into the heels, lifting and lengthening through the back of the legs by lifting the hips up and back. Lengthen out through your spine. Breathe in and breathe out and bring your head down. Now you can use your brick to place the head in if you wish. And taking the ankles, or you can just keep your hand on the floor. Now I'm going to twist this pose, so I'm going to put my right hand onto the brick and put my left hand onto the hip, and then just rotate round to the left side. So the left shoulder is going to the ceiling. Now I can bring that left fingers up towards the ceiling, or I can adapt here by just placing it onto the hip and just easing it back. So there's no need to bring the fingers up if you don't want to. Keep lifting up through the back of the legs. And rotate through the rib cage, and then to the shoulder, and then the head turns towards the ceiling. I'm going to come back forwards to go into the next pose. So I'm going to walk the legs in, and back to meet her, and then lift, weight into the heels of your feet, tuck your tailbone under, and just let your hips sink down to the floor. Keep your tailbone towards the pubic bone at the front. So the next thing we're going to do is the arms. So we're going to bring the arms out, palms up, just touching your thumb and forefinger, and then as though you're going to dig your elbows into your waist, and flick your hands over. I'm going to lift my heels away from the floor and just sink my hips down, as though I'm sliding the back of my neck and my back down a wall. And I come into the goddess pose. Strengthens the front of your thighs, opens out the hips, and opens out the shoulders. Good for core. Bring yourself back into position. We're going into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So we're going to turn the left foot or your right foot to the right side and lift the left out. Okay, so I'll do my right. So we're going to bring the arms up and hinge. Hinge from this hip here, and you're pushing towards the opposite way. So you're pushing the hip away as you come into Trikonasana position. Now open out the chest, focus your fingers up towards the ceiling, your palm facing forwards, and we're in Trikonasana position. Now from here we're going to reverse the Trikonasana. I'm going to use the brick to help me. So we're going to place the hand onto the right hand onto the brick, and then turn round. As usual with this left arm, I'm not going to lift it up. I'm just going to ease back around as much as I can. So obviously you can go a little bit further down in that. Placing the brick down and rotate a little bit further. So that left fingers could go to the ceiling if you wanted to, so that back arm, this top arm here, or we can just keep it on the hip. I'm not locking back into the knee, I'm just pushing back into the hip, which will relieve the tension in the hip. Now I'm going to come into pyramid pose. So I'm going to use 2 blocks to show how you can adapt it. Just the same as what you would do if you was using a chair, using a chair base. So nice and straight back, tailbone back, tucked under. Lengthen out. I'm going to do that full kiss in the knee, so I'm going to take it down a little bit lower. Now you might not be able to do that, that's fine if you can't. Just go as low as you feel happy. I'm going to add a chest strengthener to this, a chest opener. So I'm going to open up my chest by just holding my hands at the back and pressing back. This is very, very much core for balance. So the next one I'm going to do is a lunge. So I'm going to come onto the ball of the foot at the back, use my bricks to bring me up, bending that front knee to lift the body upwards using core. Bend the back knee, tuck the tailbone under, and I'm going to add a little chest opener to this too. So I'm going to place the hands onto the hips. This will stretch down the hip flexor on this back leg. The front leg is taking a lot of strength, and the back leg too. The next pose I'm going to do is a forward bend. Bring in the right leg, and the feet together. Extend through back of the legs by lifting the hips up and back, but keeping it weight into the heels but toe pads down. Extend through the spine and just bring it down. So we can use the elbows. We can just increase the intensity of this, just bring it in a little bit more. Holding the back of the legs. So now I'm going to go into the chair pose. Use the brakes to help me come up. Into Namaste here. And then just bring the arms through. Lifting through, just reaching through towards the ceiling, shoulders down, pull the arms in, press the pelvis forwards to open the hip. And add a little bit of a back bend here. So placing the hands into the hips, I'm going to open out. So coming up, a release. And I'm just going to have the ragdoll down, so we're to roll down through the chin, all the way down. Use the bricks to help. And step for a leg, which is the right leg for me, stepping back. And walking round back to face forwards. So I'm coming back into that wide mountain pose to do everything on the other side. Taking the tailbone through towards the pubic bone at the front, up through the base of the pelvis, shoulders down. So some of the poses might be done twice. Into the wide mountain, back of the neck nice and long. Palms face up, breathe in and press into the 5-star. Breathe in, press down. Into the wide forward bend and open the legs a little bit wider. Weight into the heels. Do the hips up and back. I'll fold down. Holding the ankles. Coming into the twisted position. This time placing your right on my left hand here. Rotate round. Show you with that finger pressed up. Now I can press that and open it round the back. Right round. Okay, coming back to centre, walking the feet back in, using the bricks to help. Toes out, heels in more, into the goddess pose. We've lift up the tailbone and get the back against the wall. We'll start with namaste position this time. Finger thumb, press, lift those heels, sink down. A lot of balance here, a lot of strength through the thighs. Core muscles. Coming back out of the goddess pose into Trikonasana. Goes round, arms through. So I hinge into position. So this top arm doesn't have to go up, can be on the hip. And to reverse that, using the block if you need. Taking the hand round. Finger can go up. coming into the pyramid pose. You may need to just adjust that back leg, that's fine if you need to do that. Just lift up through the hip, extend through the spine as before. Maybe you just want to stay here, you don't want to go nose to knee. If that's for you, then stay here. You can just go down to where you feel happy. Don't lock into the knee though, you can just let the knee give a little bit if you need to. Just push out into this hip, this back hip here, push it up and back and you'll feel the release into the hip. Hands at the back, nose to knee if you want to. So we're going to come into the lunge pose. We need to stay in those poses to let the stretch happen. So we need to stay long enough, but not too long. So we're going to come into the lunge pose, bend the back knee, lift up. Press the hip forwards, taking the hands to the back, open out the chest, focus. The next pose we're going to do is that forward bend. So we step the back leg in and the legs together. Extend out through the spine. And fold over. Extend again, breathe, and fold over. Hands to elbows. Helps lengthen out the spine. Hands onto legs, draw in. Coming into the chair pose. Into mountain with absolute. And into that standing back bend. Release in and roll down. Come back with the leg, open round and roll up. Stepping the feet together.